What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Deontay, the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Deontay Wilder goes on record and confirms that he is not retiring. And he also stated that he's not retiring, but he still has the arbitration process going on with Tyson Fury to force him into a third fight. Now, if the mediator doesn't rule in his favor, he has a choice to fight the winner out of Chris Arreola and Andy Ruiz Jr., or Charles Martin, or Dillian the Body Snatcher White. And this is else what Deontay Wilder puts on record. Quote, he says that boxing is a dirty business. He says there's a lot of things that goes on in the sport. He says politics stop a lot of these good fights from happening because the promoter has a plan for their fighters. And he also stated that it's a sport that I love. I'm in love with it. And I want to show my greatness in the sport of boxing. So that's one of the things, but it's also a business, and it's about a lot of money, where he made an example of Tyson Fury, as Tyson Fury, of course, has decided to go another route with Anthony Joshua. That's what I think he was getting at about the money. And it is. A lot of this is about the money. So certain vested interests of people and their dreams or ideas, if it contradicts the money, they will be cut off, okay, in any means necessary. But the good news is that he states that he is not retiring. He wants to show his greatness, and he's in love with the sport. Let me counterpunch. This is exactly what I've been wanting Deontay Wilder to say for months now. Okay, it's April, late April, and we've finally heard something from Deontay Wilder. He did say a couple months ago, maybe a month and a half ago, that he wants to fight these guys, but a lot of people are saying that he's retired. And then what happens when a person claims that you're retired and you say nothing? They just take what that person's saying without qualifying it. That happens all the time in the sport. Okay, so all you have to do is claim something that no one else is disputing, and that's truth. You know, so if you don't hear anything from that person, it must be right if you keep hearing, or should I say not hearing, something. So if the silence is the only thing you hear or don't hear from a fighter, that's what we're going to think. But it's a good thing that Deontay Wilder is putting himself back on the sport, back in action. And I think he should fight someone like Ruiz. I think he should fight Charles Martin. I think he should fight Dillian White. Any of those fights are good. Why? Because either any of those guys are either ex-champions or mandatory positioners, okay, like Dillian White. So if he fought Dillian White, that's a big fight, because big Dillian White sells. And he's talking about coming over here. He's making it easier for Deontay Wilder to take a fight with Dillian White. And if I'm Deontay Wilder, all the trash talking, all the bad blood, it could be settled in one night with one fight. And again, if they fight again, and if it's a hell of a fight like the Wilder-Ortiz fight was, why not have another fight? You know what I'm saying? So I think it would be one of those good steps for Deontay Wilder to choose by fighting one of those three guys, not another fighter else. Well, except for Alexander Usyk and Joe Joyce. That would be a very interesting night of boxing. But the three that he mentioned were good. And I'm glad he didn't use Hellenius at the very end, because you know when someone says that last name, it would be that last name is a person that they end up picking. So I'm glad he didn't even use him as a reference, okay, or as an option. Okay, so it's great news to hear Deontay Wilder come back to the sport of boxing. I'm excited about it. I want to hear more trash talk. I want to hear him back it up. I want to see him throw those rights. I want to see him claim bomb squad. So it's good, because I mean, Deontay Wilder, one loss doesn't mean you're out of there. Okay, let's see if he can fight the remaining of the competition in the heavyweight division. You guys tell me what you think about Deontay Wilder. Is he in love with the sport? Is he in love with boxing? You guys tell me. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.